Good morning. If this doesn't end up in a fist fight today, it's going to be a miracle. Grandma used to have a saying. It was cleanliness is next to godliness. When she took those fat little fingers of hers and tried to shove the wash rag in through this ear and pulled out the other. It's very important that you scrub these bodies down. Okay? And we're going to touch a little bit on everything on this, but the cleanliness is very important. Now, there are those that would tell you you don't have to wash the body. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, for a multitude of reasons. Okay, first off, all right, this body has been sanded, taken all the way up to 12,000. Okay, now in the process, naturally, when you're sanding, you get dust, right? Yeah, it's a given. That has to go bye-byes. Okay, so the very first thing, and the reason that I use, and this is your best friend, okay, they use this to clean ducks and other mammals that get covered with oil. It removes everything. It leaves no trace of anything as long as it's thoroughly rinsed. Okay, so you've got original Dawn dish detergent. Do not use your wife's toothbrush. No. They're cheap. Go buy a couple. Make sure they're stiff bristled. Okay? So, this is what you need to do. Alright? Under warm running water. Take the body off. And scrub it. Make sure you get inside the door jambs, in these tight corners, inside the door lines, and inside the panel lines. Because you will have some dust and whatever from your prep left. Okay? You want this thing to be spick and span, clean as the proverbial whistle. Okay? Rinse thoroughly. Do a little brush up, water's a little warm. Burn your fingers this early in the morning. Yummy. Okay. Same way with the hood. Don't drop it in the sink either. Okay. That's that. Let's take a walk over to the bench. Okay, now, this all has to be done on a timeline. Let me explain. Mix up your paint, okay? Got your airbrush sitting there, everything's copacetic. Now, once again, you will have those that say, oh, I'm just gonna let it sit here and air dry. Nope. Why? Well, wife goes by, kids run past, dog goes past, stuff floats in the air. You can see it right now just by me moving my hands. There's little things floating through the air. Guess where it's going to go? It's going to go right there. So, your paint's all ready, okay? Whether it be spray can or airbrush, all right? So your paint's ready. Your area's ready to be painted. It's clean, okay? Cleanliness. Paint environment is of the utmost importance. Okay, so got everything all laid out. You take this compressed air, blow this off, figure out somehow to do it. Get a hair dryer, put it on a cold setting, blow it off, remove every bit of moisture. Now when you do this, not only are you taking the moisture away, but any little bit of debris that's left is gone. Set it on your paint stand and immediately paint it. Okay. Now, there are those who would say tack gloss. Anybody that's done any type of furniture refinishing, or do trim work, crown mold, baseboard, door trim, window trim, whatever, they'll tell you, tack cloth will load up. Okay? What I just showed you to do is the best way to do it. I've tried everything else. This is the way that I do it. I get very, very little, if any, debris in my paint. And that is what you're shooting for, okay? Because Once again, it's been prepped up to 12,000. It's as smooth as a baby's behind, and you're laying paint on an ultra smooth surface. The smoother the surface to be painted, the smoother the paint finish comes out. Put the paint on in light mist coats until you have an overall smoothness and gloss. Then take it and put it in a metal cabinet. Why a metal cabinet? Well, because believe it or not, a plastic, which some guys do, they'll take the body, they'll set it down, they'll put a plastic cover over top of it. As soon as that plastic moves through the air, it creates an electrostatic charge. Whatever's floating in the air, guess where it's going? There's Murphy. It's sitting in that surface. Find yourself an old bread box, get yourself a metal cabinet, God only knows, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. You gotta put your money into your tools and your equipment first. Kits come last. Have all your tools, have everything sitting at your disposal. This way, when you open that metal cabinet, you put that body in there, you close that door, you don't have anything to worry about. Believe it or not, even a wooden cabinet, which is better than it's better than a plastic one, let's put it that way. But even when you open a wooden door, that, believe it or not, still creates an electrostatic charge. Okay? So, like I said, blow it off. Make sure that everything, and examine it. If you have to go back and wash it off again because you missed a little spot or something else like that, like, okay, right there was a little chunk of hair, and I just washed it off. It happens. That's why you use compressed air or a dryer, a hair dryer, set on a cold setting. You're taking away all the moisture, you're taking away any debris that's on the body, then you shoot it. Like I said, then you take it, you put it in your cabinet. This is covering your behind, and as I said in the previous episodes, you are seeking to create an authentic looking model car. You want it to be as realistic as it possibly can, and the last thing you want to do is have chunks and dunks and whatever. Fish eyes, that comes from using a tack cloth, that comes from using other materials, that comes from your hands being dirty. That's why the Dawn dish detergent is so very important. So, we've got you up to this point. Now, we're going to expand in the next couple episodes on products. What works, what doesn't, and once again, I will reiterate, these are my opinions. Are there other games in town? Of course there's other games in town. But this is the way that I do it. This is the way that it works for me. And I'm an anal retentive ass, self-admittedly so. I want these things looking as realistic as I possibly can, and that's what we're shooting for. So, until the next time, this is the old man from Lone Wolf Custom Painting. From Jake and I both, have a great week, God bless, and I'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves.